Hi, my name is Graham Martin and I'm the Managing Director of Orchard Recruitment, which is a staffing agency in North London, UK. The way I get to work is quite simple. I get in my car, it takes me about 3 minutes to get to the office. If I wish to walk or cycle, it might take me about 7 to 10 minutes. I live very, very close to where I work. Even though I actually live quite close to the office, and normally it takes me less than 5 to 10 minutes to get to work, every now and then we get a deluge of snow. And at that point it's quite funny because everybody's trying to get home at exactly the same time. So a trip that might take me less than 10 minutes could take an hour and a half. So what I always say to the team here is, stay at the office for a little bit longer, work an extra hour and a half or so, wait for all the traffic to go, and guess what? Then you find it easy to get home. The other advantage is, if it does snow dreadfully and the cars and the buses aren't running, I can walk to work, or even ski perhaps. A trend is a change, a gradual influence of something against something else, whereupon we can track it and notice it. It tends not to be a one-off occurrence, it tends to be something that's happening on a consistent or gradual basis. Social trends have impacted the recruitment business quite significantly, particularly in the last 10 years. Firstly, what I would say is that the youth of today, should we say Generation Y, so those that have been joining the workforce after the year 2000 want a different work-life balance than Generation Xers, who wanted to work hard and fast and get recognition and pay very, very quickly. And of course my age group, the baby boomers, were prepared to slog away for many years, often for little recognition, to get that pension, the tenure, the security that our parents before us were looking for. But today's generation, they want social mobility, they want to work in different areas, not only of the country but of the world. They want stimulation and flexibility. They want this thing called work-life balance, which means often they're looking for not so much the money, it's about longer hours and how the company feels to them. Very interested on the green issue. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that today anybody running an organisation, a charity, a business can put their position out there on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. And it means that it's a level playing field once again. There's almost too much access to these kind of platforms, which means that people that are looking for a job are almost smothered with positions and opportunities to apply for. And that can be almost as frustrating as not enough access to positions. So I think those are the two main issues. We have a very clearly defined sickness policy in our business, which is simply this: if you're not here, you do not get paid. Now, it's very contra to the modern approach to work-life balance and what might be perceived to be an ethical approach towards employing staff. But having worked for myself over the last 26 years and having had numerous people working with me, I think the reality is that if you do pay people sick pay, people will occasionally not turn up when actually they could do a good day's work. When I started my company back in 1988, we had a very clearly defined view of the hours that people were going to work. It was Monday to Friday with Saturday morning, and you get a half day off in the week to offset the Saturday morning you'd work. Now, when my children came along, I decided that I wasn't going to work Saturday morning, and it seemed only fair that nobody else did as well. So for many people that was a real relief, but the hours were still very consistent, Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5:30. But over the years, I've become a little bit older, a little bit more flexible, but also social trends have indicated that people, great candidates, would like some flexibility around their working week. So today, with an office of 7 people, there are still those of us who do work Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, but we have a young lady who, because she has a child, wants to drop her daughter off at school, so she starts at 9:30. We have another lady who, because she's got an elderly parent, doesn't work Monday. That's when she does all the running around and does the shopping for her mum. One of my co-directors chooses to work at home on a Thursday and Friday. Now, I'm not saying that that's typical, but more and more companies are moving towards a more flexible working week, and it works for us.